Emma ventured into an ancient forest, moving through twisted trees, each step crunching over dead leaves. The air grew dense and cold, as if the forest was watching her. A distant murmur called her name. The fog thickened, chilling her skin. Amidst the undergrowth, Emma spotted a cabin. The wood, darkened by moisture, emitted a musty smell. The door, barely held by rusted hinges, groaned as she pushed it open. A frigid gust escaped from within, carrying an incomprehensible whisper. Inside, dust covered broken and splintered furniture. Cobwebs hung in the corners, and the air smelled of dampness and old paper. In a corner, a child's diary lay open. Its yellowed pages trembled with the breeze that filtered through the cracks, as if something invisible was leafing through them. The diary recounted the story of a lost boy in the forest, of endless nights where laughter echoed among the trees, followed by lurking shadows. At the end, the last pages had been violently torn out, as if someone had wanted to erase what was written there. Outside, the wind slithered through the trees, carrying with it a barely perceptible murmur, yet as clear as a call. Suddenly, dry leaves were crushed under the weight of unseen footsteps. She looked in all directions, holding her breath. There was no one, or so she wanted to believe. Emma returned to the cabin and picked up the scattered pages from the dusty floor. Her hands trembled as she read the messages written in shaky handwriting. "She is coming for me. Don't look her in the eyes." The wind howled fiercely. A sound rumbled against the cabin walls, making Emma shudder. In the window, through the mist and dirt on the glass, an immobile figure watched her. Two sunken eyes, dark as a void, were fixed on her, cold and hungry. Emma plunged into the darkness of the forest, clutching the diary in her trembling hands. The children's laughter multiplied, first a distant murmur, then a sinister chorus. Her breathing was erratic. Something was following her, or surrounding her. Emma tripped and fell. Beside her, a broken porcelain doll stared at her with empty eyes. She tried to get up, but then she saw the footprints, small, disordered, as if a child had run barefoot, and next to them, larger, deeper, inhuman ones. Emma got up and ran. Her chest burned from the sprint, but when she looked up, her blood froze. The cabin stood there, imposing and dark, waiting for her. She knew she had run in the opposite direction, yet the forest had brought her back. The door was now wide open. Emma moved cautiously. On the splintered wooden table, the torn pages of the diary lay scattered. Her breath hitched as she read the words written in shaky letters, "It's too late." A freezing wind swept through the room, whispering in her ear. Emma felt a shiver run down her spine, and a whispering voice, barely a murmur among the shadows, spoke in a sepulchral tone, "You shouldn't have read the diary." A tremor chilled her bones as the cabin groaned around her, as if something was waking up. The door slammed shut. The wind whistled through the cracks in the cabin, but it wasn't just the wind. With her heart pounding in her throat, she looked at the windows. Outside, through the forest fog, elongated and deformed silhouettes were slowly approaching her. Among the shadows, she distinguished a child. A chill ran through her at the sight. The boy sobbed, his small body trembled as if he were afraid. But when he lifted his face, the crying stopped. His eyes reflected no light, only two dark and bottomless voids. The cabin shook. Emma screamed, but the forest swallowed the sound. The next day, only the diary was found, with a new page written, "Now she is here too."